This is another What the Health headline. It's going to shock the men in our audience all the way down to the bone. A recently published case found a New York man's penis is turning into bone. What?
That may not be a bad thing now that I think of it.
So, what happens when we have stories like this? We call in our good friend, urologist, and author of the Penis book, Dr. Aaron Spitz, joining us via Skype. So do explain what's going on with this gentleman's penis.
Well, no, this case is very rare, so rare that I really had to go and bone up on the subject. But, he left the hospital before he could be examined, so a bit of this is conjecture. And when an area of soft tissue, like the penis, which is typically soft, gets injured, the body can mount a bizarre response where instead of just healing it, it overheals, and then it might even start to deposit calcium, which makes these bony-like structures. And when you look at that part under the microscope, it'll look like a bit of bone. And so it's possible that it was an injury. Sometimes there can be diseases like cancers or severe infections, but all of those are really rare causes of calcification in general, and especially in the penis. What's more common when it comes to the penis and calcium deposits is a condition called Peyronie's disease. I actually have a little prop to demonstrate just exactly what I'm talking about here. So let's say that this is just the flaccid penis just kind of hanging around. But then when there's an erection, this shaft, this material can really stretch and expand. And this guy is
Hey, mine doesn't look like that.
So during the erection, everything expands and lengthens, but in the Peyronie's situation where there's this thickening or even a deposition of bone, that part won't expand. And so you get this angulation. And sometimes it can be really severe and even curve like that or twist. So this condition is very distressing to lots of guys in this country and around the world. And most of the time it goes untreated, but you can
Dr.
treat
Spitz,
it.
really quickly, is there anything you can do? You mentioned going untreated. And the root cause of this a lot of times is an injury, right? An injury to the penis, to the soft tissues. Is there anything that can be done to prevent the calcifications and the bending from becoming a problem that's not fixable?
Yes. There can be cases where you injure it suddenly, like what's called a penis fracture during sex. It bends just too much, just the wrong way. And some guys will fail to go in and get treated because they're too embarrassed. But if they go in and get treated, which is usually an operation to fix that ruptured area, their outcomes are much better, less of this Peyronie's risk of happening. And so the key is to not be embarrassed. When there's something wrong down there, go in and get treated. It may take a bad situation and keep it from getting worse.
So, we're talking about calcifications. We literally can get it in any part of our body where we have soft tissue. Women can get that in their breasts. That's why trauma in the breast or manipulation of the breast is a double-edged sword, because calcifications in the breast make it hard to interpret mammography. But this is the same thing. So, if you get an injury, you don't want to leave it untreated.
Great point. Dr. Spitz, as always, appreciate it. And I want to thank our good friend, Dr. Dowell, the author of Chicken Soup for the Soul. Think, Act, and Be Happy. Thank you both so much for being with us.